Hello everybody, how you doing on this lovely Tuesday? We are here again with another Women's Appreciation Month. And we always started off with a Do You Care About Yourself Care? Yeah! Alright. Without further ado, for this day, this beautiful day, we have a lovely guest, a nonprofit called Mature Sisters. And with us, the founder, Sharonda Roberts, and her outreach coordinator, Clarke. How you two doing on this lovely day?
I'm doing well.
You a little nervous?
I'm good.
Nah, you ain't nervous. You got a beautiful smile. Both of y'all got lovely smiles. We love people with beautiful, warming smiles. And our founder of Children's Generations, walking past me as you see on the camera, Dr.Willie Moody. Yeah. We're glad to have you here at Tier 1. We're a nonprofit ourselves, and it's not just because we're a nonprofit that we love dealing with other associations that help others in need, but we just know and understand the need, and we love knowing that others understand it and project it and make it an effect within the communities that they work in. So I would like to clap for you guys. Without further ado, tell us about yourself and a little bit about Mature Sisters.
Well, my name is Sharonda Roberts. I'm the founder of Mature Sisters. We have been established since 2009, and we have been servicing the unhoused population in the city of Paterson since then. We started out volunteering with various organizations, distributing soup, clothing, blankets, coats, hygiene products. And 8 years ago, this year, we started doing showers, providing hot showers to the unhoused population throughout the summer months.
So I see that as a 2024, you have a census number where you service 2,103 showers and clothing for HIV treatment?
Yes.
Was that a milestone, or that was it just happened?
It just happened. We actually started down the street at Jeff's Car Wash. They gave us our first opportunity 7 years ago, because this is our 8th year. 7 years ago, we didn't know what we was doing. We just asked, somebody sent me something in the inbox on social media and said, I think you should do this. And my response was absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because I looked at it, they was out in California, looked like a lot of work, and I was like, I'm not doing that. And then I prayed on it, and I prayed on it. I did a little more prayer. And I said, okay, where could we do it at? What's the ideal spot? And I went to Jeff Sr., Jeff Jr., and Mr. Pastor Robinson, may he rest in peace. And they was absolutely on board, no questions asked. And they allowed us to utilize their space across from the car wash, and that was our first shower event. We got 50 people. It was in May. We serviced 50 people. The weather wasn't as pleasant as we wanted it to be, but we still rendered the service. And we've been off to the races ever since then. We came back to the table. We did some surveying of the city of Paterson to see which is the ideal location. And we ended up on the corner of Ellison and Straight Street. And we've been here ever since there. We've been at the American Lodge 333-258 parking lot doing our annual shower initiative.
That's right.
What about you, Richard?
I ain't start from the beginning. Technically, I did because it started in my household, but I used to it was all for women, so I used to just watch, pay attention.
You watched?
Yeah, I just was watching. I just was listening to the meeting, seeing what's going on, putting my little inputs in until about 3-4 years ago, I started getting into it. And as of last year, I took on the responsibility of running the shower event. So now I run the shower event, and I'm the outreach coordinator now as of this year.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I had to bring some men in there with me. It's all women. So.
Okay, have your associate called Mature Brothers?
No, it's actually called mature sisters and brothers unite to serve.
All right.
We had to change that name a little bit.
No, I love it, and I appreciate the work that you do behind the name in which you stand on. Because you can say what your association is, and a lot of people don't say that and be about that.
Hey, that's
a
right.
punt, right? It's not, but it's beautiful to see people do it and breathe it and walk it. So with our first question, we're going to ask for this month of Women's Appreciation. Who is a woman from history that inspired you to be heroic and advocate for others?
When you gave me that question, when I read that question, the first person that came to mind was my mother. My mother was a woman who transitioned at a very young age, but during her time, she instilled giving back, helping others, never kicking somebody when they're down, never turn a blind eye, because through the grace of God, that could be you. And I took all that she instilled in me and I poured into this ministry. Every chance I get. That's who inspired me. It's not and I'm not taking nothing away from the women that have paved the way for us, like Rosa Parks and them. I'm not taking nothing away from them, but my icon is my mom.
You go ahead, Mom.
Well, I don't want to sound corny, but seeing is believing for me. So I seen my mother go through the process with this. I seen the cries, the frustration, and all that. So that's what my mother is, my icon. She raised me. She's been in my life forever, and I get everything from her. I'm my mother's son for real.
All right.
Come on,
Like, not just jump into the room, but we're gonna bring it out here into the beautiful audience.
Connie?
I'll go. Okay, oh man, I don't want to shed no tears, but the woman in history for me is the woman who is on this podcast today. Sharonda, I love you so much. I'll never forget when I came in recovery and something happened to me and it just feared me, it scared me, and I just ran to the program and she just grabbed me and held me and she was like, Connie, it's gonna be all right, you're gonna be all right. And by God's grace and mercy, that was so true. I have been all right, and you have been one of those women that spoke into me, and I'm just so forever grateful, and I thank you, and I love working with you when you do what you do, the showering and things for the homeless. I love it, and I just want to say thank you for playing a part in my life, because I'm able to give it back. What was so freely given to me, I'm able to give it back, and I just want to say thank you so much.
Anybody else?
Well, Karen Tucker, you know, she led her people and led people by herself to gain freedom on foot. You know, that's a lot. For you not to have no horses, to walk miles and miles and run, and that's a lot. We can have this opportunity right now.
Amen.
You know,
So you said Harriet Tubman.
absolutely.
All right. Anybody else? Tahan?
For me, I was raised predominantly by women. I had a mother at home. I had 3 aunts when I went on the weekends. From kindergarten to 8th grade, I had nothing but female teachers, unless a few other gym teachers who were male. But all throughout my adolescence everything was about women. So every time I kind of get confused as a male, I'd be like, hey, if I was a woman, sometimes what would I? That's what I got a result to. I deal with a lot of emotions, so I kind of think like a woman. I think a lot of people do think like women, but for me personally, they played a major role in me, my upbringing, and my whole life, and they still do to this day. So I will say.
Well, you guys ain't the only one.
Daryl?
About
Yeah.
mamas. Oh, we got another.
Yeah, my mom is a great support system, I say, for her. She's been there for me through my 20s, when it was my most important time to get me to my 30s, and I thank her for that.
Right.
I just want to add a woman that is, I don't want to, is definitely my mom. Every now and then I open my mouth and my mom comes out. But today I want to give a shout out to a strong woman in our program, and that's Lois Thompson.
All right.
You know, when you running an organization, and I guess y'all know this, when you run an organization and money's involved, you just can't give your money to anybody and trust it. But Lois handles our money. She handles making sure we have our inventory, and she just does it in such a graceful way. And you know, to accommodate Dr. Moody, you got to be a little crazy. Because I'll text all kind of crazy hours, and she's always been gracious. So I want to give a shout out to Lois. That's your baby. That's your only baby.
You least suspect.
When you least suspect. As you guys see, we all love the women and our mothers on levels that sometimes words can't even describe. Though we can say them, but even the words that we say isn't enough. It's because mom does so much. Not saying that nobody else does, but mom does so much. Mom gave us our name, our identity, our roots, our root core of who we are today.
And those belt marks.
Yeah, I was like,
they still on my arm.
I mean, how many of us got the shoe though? You know, when she took that shoe off, she know it. Yeah, man. But I want to also go to in the interim of us talking before the episode. You said in the text, because this is one of the questions. You said in the text, you stated that this mission is deeply personal. I want us to know why.
There you go.
It's personal because I know what it felt like to be homeless. 2 years ago, we lost everything in a house fire. When I say everything, we had nothing but what's on our back. And it's crazy because we had just put a bed together, me, Richard, and my oldest son. And we had just put the bed together, and we was throwing the boxes in the dumpster. 5 minutes. Our lives changed in 5 minutes.
Wow.
Everything that I worked for, that we own, was taken in 5 minutes. We had just left the house. And to go through, just go to this dumpster and go out the other exit and just sit there talking to somebody, and next thing you know, they said, oh, it looked like something's on fire. Unbeknownst to me, it was my house.
Wow.
Going through that and trying to navigate through this system that they asked our unhoused to go through, I couldn't do it. I became frustrated. I didn't want to be bothered. I wanted to give up. I sat in that hotel room with those 4 walls, and I knew I didn't want to do this no more. And trust me, it was moments that I did not want to do it no more. My children, they came to visit, but they didn't want to stay there. My daughter stayed one night, and she said she felt like the walls was closing in on her. No, I didn't sleep on the street. But I didn't have a home. So that's homeless. Somebody seen the fire on Facebook, and they came, and they stayed the whole time with me and took me to Walmart up Route 23. All I had was the 5 pair of underwears, the 5 bras, and the tights and the T-shirts that this gentleman bought me. That's it. We couldn't get no help from nobody. I was told because I was working, I would be fine. That's what an agency told me. I'm never going to forget that. And I'm never going to forget the person name who told me that. But the person is supposed to be someone who serves the unhoused population in this city. And just because I'm working doesn't mean that I fell on hard times. I needed some assistance. You talk about a lifetime of things, and in 5 minutes you lose everything. I couldn't do it. I couldn't navigate through that system, and I never want the people that I serve to have to go through that. So any way that I can assist, I'm going to assist. And this is why it's personal to me, because I never want nobody to feel like they can't do it. And I know that being on the phone with 211 for hours to do a screening, when you at your lowest point, that just didn't work for me. So can you imagine if you're sleeping on the street and you are a minute phone? You're gonna use up all your minutes to be on 211?
No.
I couldn't do
Possible.
it. So it's deeply personal for me, and I'm gonna continue this walk until I can't walk no more.
So for our last segment and question, we want you to do a tribute during this Women's Appreciation Month. Well, we got to say it's a tribute from a woman to our birthday boy.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say. All I can say.
Just you sitting there is enough for me. Because you in the house, right?
Yes.
And the God's blessing. Y'all just, man, this. And Dr. Moody is a man amongst men. He believed in me. I didn't believe in myself. Right here at Tier 1. Because that negativity of the world just came at me. You can't do it by yourself. You need one person to be there for you. You ain't got to look back. They right there. And you can feel it. And then when you add God, that's success right there.
But because we got this phenomenal woman, we want to hear a woman say something to Charles. So you could just say anything phenomenal with your fine self.
I'll say, King, keep doing what you're doing. You are phenomenal. You are amazing. You are worthy. You are loved. You're deserving to be loved. And never let anyone dim your light.
All right.
I'm back at you because, see, I walked the streets of Paterson when I was a kid, 18, 19, and it's so much more fulfilling at present time to see people like you doing the work of God in Tier 1.
Come on.
All right.
So, folks, you've heard it from the Troy sisters, and you've heard it from the birthday boy, Charles Bonner. Do you care about yourself, kid?
Yeah! All right, music.